Leeds United have just finished their match against Peterborough, and you know what? That will absolutely do it for me. A nice, clean 3-0 win that has left absolutely no doubt. We're through to the next round, and hopefully it's a good draw for us. I'm going to dive into the match, pre-match news, and ultimately analyse what went well, what perhaps didn't go well and worried me a little bit, and what it means going forward. First of all, though, sorry, the dog decided to bark. First of all, though, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I think it's a really interesting match to play against a team that is in the league below you. You get a sort of idea of where your team's at and where you think you might need to improve. So, first up, we need to start with the pre-match news. And I thought it was a fairly weird lineup going into it. We saw Archie Gray returning to midfield. That was able to happen because Jamie Shackleton came in at right back. And I expected some issues with our defensive structure. Jamie Shackleton, perhaps not the most natural of right backs. At left back, we had Junior Firpo, who defensively isn't the most stable, but I think mostly we did okay with that. Then we got to kick off, and immediately the press was very impressive to me. Patrick Bamford leading the line, you can see the fact there's a little bit more energy in pressing the other team compared to when Piru was there instead. And it's really good because then you get the wingers who also enjoy the press and push up with him, and you can get Piru dropping in a little bit more, playing that 10 role, who I think did not too badly in the 10. He had a little bit more space than when he's alongside Ruter, and I think that's because both he and Ruter like playing in that sort of dropped off role, and that area becomes stodged up. With Bamford up ahead, that means you've got more space for Piru or Ruter or whoever is playing as the number 10. I think structurally, Patrick Bamford is fantastic for the team. And on the subject of structure, I'm a big fan of Archie Gray in that compact midfield. The midfield became very sort of congested throughout the game as Peterborough sort of tried to counter press to deal with our press. Didn't work out for them. And in part, that's because Grove was really good at breaking down the play. But that was also because Archie Gray is really good at retaining the ball and finding the wingers or fullbacks and recycling the ball out to the flanks. I'd really like to see a little bit more of him in midfield. And if that means signing a right back, then so be it. If that means signing a left back and putting Byram over there, then so be it. Whatever works, I'm happy to roll with because it'll pay off. I did think, however, that Shackleton looked a little bit slow. You can tell that he's not fully match fit. He was returning from an injury. You can also see that he perhaps wasn't at the pace of the game. That's normal, though. He's not going to be completely sharp. I don't have too much of an issue with that. And then scored the first goal, Ethan Ampadu with a Bamford assist, and I think the assist was absolutely spectacular. A very intelligent little chest down, nice smart little boop, right into Ampadu's path, who powered the ball into the ground to bounce it over the keeper for a finish. Fun little fact about Ethan Ampadu, he's scored, I think, 3 goals in his career at the moment. Not a single one in the league. He scored once in a league playoff and now 2 in an FA Cup match. He's never scored a league goal before, which I thought was a very interesting little fun fact and something that I am hoping lasts forever, but in a positive way, because that's not his job. Later on in the half, we had a nice little Nonto penalty appeal, which was definitely a foul. Come on. Looking back, there is no doubt that he's fouled him there, but he didn't give it. It's fine enough, I suppose. Those are going to happen. You're never going to get the referee to agree with everything. I think Nonto did potentially push things a little bit too far, and at halftime, one of my notes was we need to take him off for his own safety. By this point, he'd been booked, and he was still having words with the referee, and that's a dangerous place to be. At halftime, we're also nice and creative at the top. We were getting some good chances going. We didn't create that much clear-cut stuff, but we were being good in that we were creating a lot of half chances. I imagine if it was a different side, we would have maybe been a little bit more urgent at the top of the pitch, but that's normal enough. It would have been good to have more of a cutting edge, but that's fine. Diving into the second half, and the first note I have here is, oh my God, Pat. 2-0, and it was absolutely filthy. Chests the ball on the turn, absolutely powers it into the top corner. We're not going to see a better goal than that this season. End of. It's not going to happen because that was just spectacular. He couldn't have done better with that ball. Goal of the season? I don't think there's that much of a doubt. Then Jaden Anthony very nearly added a third goal. This was from a free kick, deflected, went slightly over. Not fun, to be honest. And then the game sort of petered out. We were at 2-0. We were happy to retain the ball, not force chances. Occasionally, they would have a little breakout on a transition, but they were fairly easily shut down by Rodon and Ampadu. Not much happened. Then we made a few more changes. Luke Ayling came on for Jamie Shackleton. My feeling about this is there's potential that this might have been Luke Ayling's last match in a Leeds United shirt. And if it was, a nice 3-0 win, nothing to be complained about. It could be his last hurrah. I hope he stays around because I think we need a little bit more depth at right back. I wouldn't mind him going in the summer, but we'll see. Next bank of subs saw James, Kamara and Poveda come on. This was completely fine by me because it means that the existing front line got a little bit more of a rest. Nonto, Anthony and Bamford came off. Bamford, I think, had an incredible match. A goal, an assist. Can't ask too much more of him. And then it was 3-0 with a nice little Ampadu header. He scored twice in this game, dominated as a centre-back. I wouldn't mind him playing at centre-back a bit more, but I think we don't need him to because we've got centre-backs and he's decent enough in holding midfield. It's a fun question to have. The fact that we have a query of is he better here or here means that he's good enough in both. It's not a problem for me. Mateo Joseph then came on, didn't have that much time to prove himself as Peru came off, and then it was full time. There's not much to say about that, really. It was an incredibly efficient, great performance away from home. Got a win in an away kit. I think that's 2 now this season, which is quite nice. But yeah, I'm ultimately very happy with that game. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe. This has been a very quick video. I'll do a little bit more depth in the next one. It's just I'm about to have a work shift right now, so I will see you next time.